Hello everyone, and welcome to my book talk. My name is William, and I will be discussing with you a book known as What Video Games Have to Teach Us About Learning and Literacy, right there, by James Paul Gee. Now before I digress into the book, allow me to show you what you're looking at. What you're seeing is a recording of a video game known as Civilization V. It is a turn-based strategy game where you lead your civilization through the ages in order to come out on top. In this particular recording, I played as the Incas, a civilization in South America. Now, the Zulus, a civilization from Africa, have just declared war on me. Well, hopefully, overall, this will prove to be a fitting display as I talk about video games. Speaking of which, the book, What Video Games Have to Teach Us About Learning and Literacy, is exactly what's portrayed in the title, Video Games and Learning. The author, James Paul Gee, who happens to be a PhD professor, uses personal anecdotes to portray why video games have a positive impact on kids. He began playing video games when his 6-year-old introduced him to a game known as Pajama Sam. Since then, Gee has played numerous titles, including the infamous Half-Life 3 and Deus Ex ones. He argues that video games are not a waste of time, as many people who don't play video games generally tend to assume. So, why should anyone read this book? Well, I think that anyone who plays video games and is also in some kind of curricular environment, such as school, should read this book. The book goes over a number of fine points that help to justify the statement that video games are not a waste of time, and I'm sure that anyone who's played video games has encountered that one guy who says that they are a waste of time, like your uncle or your grandpa. So if you ever want to try to refute them, read the book. You'll have fine points to go over with them when you see them again. Although, one thing that I feel like I should point out here is the structure and the diction that Gee uses. Now, it's phenomenal, don't get me wrong, it's just as someone who doesn't read much outside of school, I had a hard time trying to understand what he was getting across. I found myself having to reread the text over and over to understand what he was trying to portray. That really, dove into my time and took me a lot longer than it should have to finish the book. It's probably just me, being illiterate, but it's something that I feel like I should have voiced here. Overall, however, I would rate the book an 8 out of 10. I love the fact that Gee has taken it upon himself to argue that video games are not a waste of time, but the structure and the language did throw me off and did lower my reading experience. However, that pretty much wraps up this talk. So, yeah, if you're a gamer, or if you go to school, or both, read the book. Alright? Well, you won't regret it. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.